Good evening and welcome to Sinking Spring. It is Berks County Baseball here at Wilson West Middle School. The Bulldogs hosting Exeter in a Berks 1 matchup. I'm Adam Cooke. To my side is Lilli Mensinger, and we'll be with you shortly to preview this game and everything you should be looking forward to in this highly contested game between the two hottest teams in Berks County Baseball. We'll be right back with you after this. Welcome back to Wilson West Middle School as the Bulldogs host Exeter in a highly anticipated rematch of what Wilson won 14-5 earlier this year. Again, I'm joined by Lilli Mensinger. I'm Adam Cooke. Lilli, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you on this lovely day?
It's a little windy, a little cold, 48 degrees here. First pitch in just about 10 minutes from now. It reads 4:05. So, right now, let's take a look at the Berks County standings. Wilson leading over Exeter by a game and a half in the league. Bulldogs coming into this one 7-0, perfect Berks County record. Meanwhile, Exeter 6-2, dropped that earlier matchup to Wilson, as well as 1 to Muhlenberg. They sit at 10-3 overall, just half a game behind Wilson, overall 11-3. But remember, in the Berks County standings, overall record doesn't matter. It is just the league record that you're going to be looking at, and that will determine who's going to come out on top of Berks 1 and who's likely ultimately going to get the 1 seed in the Berks County tournament, which this year it's really anyone's game, and that's why it's going to be beautiful. If Wilson ends up winning this one, we'll be looking at a scenario where Wilson will probably end up winning the division title in the regular season and getting that number 1 seed. Now, if Exeter wins, that makes it interesting. So, huge matchup here today, Lilli. I mean, what should we be looking out for in terms of, intensity? Each team's going to be going out here giving it their all.
These teams are definitely going to be giving it 100%. Their records are pretty much even with each other, and as you said, if Exeter wins this, they could definitely shake things up.
Absolutely. Again, Eagles won 8 of their last 9 games. Wilson coming into this one winning their past 10 straight games after starting this season on a little 1-3 skid, dropped one to Boyertown, came back to win again, and ultimately dropped 2 close 1-run games. But after that, it's been all Bulldogs. So they hope to get, not exactly clinch, but put themselves in a position where they can get that number 1 seed in the county and get that divisional title. But Exeter, behind Jake Hafer, their pitcher, and a great bat, of course, as well, who we'll talk about a little bit later, they look to ultimately fight back, claw back, and take a better overall record than Wilson, but they wouldn't quite catch up in the league. We'll see how that shakes out. Speaking of Jake Hafer, that too will be on the mound for the Eagles today. Hafer, a senior, he has a 1.94 ERA. Pitched a week ago against Twin Valley, 2 earned runs, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits. So Hafer's a guy that, is really going to pound this Bulldogs lineup. He's going to go in, throw a good amount of strikes, and he's got the good velo, he's got good stuff, and ultimately that is who Exeter, they're going to need him to be hot because Wilson scored 14 last time. They don't want that to happen again. This is a Bulldogs lineup that might be a little better than forecasted with their underclassmen firing on all cylinders this season. Meanwhile, for Wilson, they'll have Jack Gable throwing, not Ben Culp as expected. Interestingly enough, Culp is the only pitcher that the Eagles have seen at a high school level recently, so Gable is going to be a new arm that Exeter is going to need to adjust to. So we'll see how that goes, Gable being a righty and Hafer being a southpaw coming into this one. We're going to take a brief timeout again. When we're back, we're going to take a look at the bets to look out for, the starting lineups for today, and some more on this matchup. Don't go anywhere. It's Berks County Baseball on Student Sportscasts. Back here in Sinking Spring, Wilson West Middle School, home of the Wilson Bulldogs, playing host to the Exeter Eagles for a Berks Division I matchup. Bulldogs won again, as we said earlier, 14-5 earlier this season in Rifton on March 25th. Ben Culp pitched 6 innings, allowed 4 earned runs, 9 Ks, and hit a homer at the plate as well. Matt Warham of Exeter, a junior center fielder, ultimately was able to put a long ball off of Ben Culp. Jack Gable, the starting pitcher today and leadoff hitter for Wilson, he had 2 doubles. Mason Goodhart for the Eagles allowed 3 earned runs over 4 1/3 innings pitched, and ultimately the Eagles bullpen wasn't able to limit the damage and allow Exeter to come back in it. Wilson last season won both matchups between these two teams 11-6 and then 6-1. That 11-6 game was here at Wilson, and it was about the same weather conditions. It was cold, it was windy, and hopefully we'll get another good matchup like that one. I mean, the Eagles led it in the middle of that game, but ultimately Wilson was able to pull back ahead and take the victory. Now, Lily, we're going to throw over to you quickly. Some bets to look out for on Wilson and Exeter.
Yes, we definitely have some talented batters on both teams. Wilson's Patrick Langle is hitting .515 as a freshman, and he scored twice against Exeter last time. He went 2 for 4 and scored the game-winning run against Central Dauphin just last Saturday. And then from Exeter, we have junior Matt Warham, who hit the first homer off Culp since Culp was a freshman in 2023. He homered in 4 of his first 5 games and has a .532 on base percentage.
Thank you, Lily. Let's take a look at Warham and the Eagles starting lineup at the plate. Hafer will lead off, and he will pitch, of course. Jake Franick will play shortstop, hitting second. Brandon Weller hitting third at catcher. Warham to follow in center field, hitting cleanup. Brenton Feathers at third base. Chase Hoyt in right field. Mason Goodhart in left field. And in the 8th place spot, it's going to be Xavier Jacobs at second base, and then Liam Porter at first base for Hafer, who will be on the mound. No designated hitter for the Eagles, but you'll see Porter sliding in there because Hafer will still be hitting, of course, and Hafer usually takes care of the first base duties. There's a gust of wind coming in. For the Bulldogs, it'll be Jack Gable leading off. Aiden Inklet on second. Patrick Langle, the freshman we were just talking about, hitting third. Ben Culp, cleanup. Tim Langle, the older Langle brother, hitting fifth. Then we'll have Matt Malice, seventh, who was the one to walk it off on Saturday with a hit by pitch to end it in 8 innings over Central Dauphin. Gabe Spone catching to follow. Ryan Marmolejo's the shortstop, hitting 8th. And then you have Zach Troutman rounding out this Bulldogs lineup in left field. The DH will be Malice, and he will be hitting 6th, as we said earlier. Just about ready to get going with this Berks Division 1 matchup here in Sinking Spring. We're going to take another brief timeout. When we're back, the first pitch from Gable to Jake Hafer. Jack Gable has taken the mound for the Wilson Bulldogs, the senior right-handed pitcher. He comes into this one with a 3.37 ERA, a 2-1 overall record on the season through 4 appearances. Ultimately, he had a little bit of a tumultuous outing against Daniel Boone. 3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 8 runs total, and 10 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks against Blazers lineup that has definitely improved not only year to year, but throughout the season, the Blazers have improved at the plate, so ultimately they were able to tattoo some runs on him. He's got another talented lineup at the plate today, and that is the Exeter Eagles, of course, starting with Jake Hafer, who steps into the batter's box as we are ready to go here from Sinking Spring for the first pitch of today's matchup. 48 degrees, 4:17 the time, and Gable getting ready in his windup. The pitch. Hafer makes contact and fouls it off. We are underway here today. Hafer, .522 batting average, leads the team in that category. One and one the count now as he takes a fastball looking on the outside of the plate. Gable, the Westchester commit, kicks, steals the fastball outside and high. Count goes to 2-1. Wind blowing out to left field. We'll see if that changes anything. 2-1 the count. Gable, breaking ball. Hafer aligns it into right field. It's down for extra bases. Hafer going into second. It's in right field, and he will get in sliding. Jake Hafer, what a way to lead it off.
The Eagles only having seen Culp, this Gable pitching definitely makes a difference.
I mean, completely different matchup. Of course, we saw Goodhart and Culp last time. Now we have Hafer and Gable. Speaking of Hafer, he will be courtesy ran for. That is Ethan Ramos going to second base for the Eagles, as it is Jake Frenick in the batter's box now against Gable. I mean, what a way to start, Lilli. I mean, that's exactly what you want out of your best hitter, your leadoff hitter.
Definitely. You really want to have that fast, strong start, and they definitely got that with that run.
Ramos is the runner on second base. We'll see if Frenick's able to knock him in. We're still scoreless at 0, but that could be changing soon. Frenick, a senior, .350 average through 47 plate appearances so far this season. The righty stands in, sees Gable. Gable getting ready, takes a look back at second base and delivers. Breaking ball comes in for strike one. Frenick with a homer this season, put it over the left field wall in a game against Reading in the first inning. Gable getting ready to deliver. Fastball is called for strike two, and now he's ahead early in the count 0-2. Eagles have been plastering runs all over the board. 16 against Swin Valley, 14 against Weiser, 12 against Pottstown on senior day this past Saturday. Frenick waits for the pitch, drives it into right field. Back at the wall, it is going to be down. Ramos slow to get off the base, but Frenick is rounding second, going for third. Ramos to the plate. He's going to score easily, and Frenick's at third base with an RBI triple. Eagles leading 1-0 early.
That is exactly the start you want when you're facing a team like Wilson, whom you have an extremely close record with.
What a tone setter here early. Frenick with an RBI triple. And Brady Weller now up to the plate, hitting .400 this season with a chance. Runner just 90 feet away at third base to do some damage. No outs, and Gable trying to get out of this jam. Gable, a fastball, sets the tone of this at-bat with a ball, 1-0. Gable has pitched 18 2/3 innings so far this season, 29 strikeouts. The pitch. It is roped to Marmoleos at shortstop, not able to come down to it, and Frenick's in to score. Weller reaches base on the E6, and it's a 2-0 ball game already. Weller will be courtesy ran for by Ben Rupert. Eagles still have a runner on first base as Weller again reaches on that E6. It'll be Warham, the deadly cleanup hitter, who takes the batter's box, trying to add on to this early Eagles rally. Wilson and Exeter shared a couple of common opponents so far this season. Wilson 6-0 in those matchups, Eagles 6-1. The only discrepancy was that Muhlenberg game. Ruber, the solid lead off first base. Gable, first pitch is a breaking ball low to Warham. After Warham hit so many homers early in the season, pitcher's a little afraid to give him a good fastball to hit. So don't be too surprised to see another breaking ball here. Well, here's a fastball. It's low, though. Don't want to give him anything down the middle of the plate.
It is definitely dangerous to throw a fastball with this batter.
I mean, a 4-0 lead would be deadly here if Warham were to ultimately put it over the fence. We'll see what happens. 2-0's the count, no outs. Fastball down the middle of the plate. Warham wanted that one. Didn't commit fully to it, and it's going to be called for strike one of the at-bat. if Exeter were to hold on and ultimately win this one, they would need Muhlenberg to cook up a win in their second matchup with Wilson. Gable gets a swing and a miss on that breaking ball, looked a bit of an off-speed pitch by Warham, and count evens at 2-2. Rupert takes his lead off first base a little bit. He's held on by Culp at first. Gable kick steals. Fastball is chopped to the left side to third base. It's going to be a tough play. Warham trying to leg it out, and he's out. Rupert does advance to second base, but Gable with a huge first out of the inning. It was Patrick Langle, the freshman, to make the play at the corner. And that'll bring up Brenton Feathers. Runner on second base and out. And Eagles up by 2 already. No pressure on Rupert at second base. A little bit coming in now, and ultimately there's the pickoff attempt. He'll be safe by a couple of feet. Feathers stands in with a .359 batting average this season, .435 on base. Struggled a little bit at the plate last season, but ultimately has picked back up and has been slugging it. Takes a curveball on the inside for ball 1 of the at-bat.
And you mentioned Langle earlier. He has been an extremely important asset to this Bulldogs team.
Good offense all over. We're going to see how much is unleashed with good pitching on the mound. We've seen 2 runs already. Fastball comes in on the outside, called for ball 2. We got a 2-0 count. Can't forget that Feathers also an all-county soccer goalie. Helped the Eagles make the postseason once again. Pitch from Gable. It's a breaking ball in there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. As the team, the Eagles hitting .315. Bulldogs hitting .345 at the plate. Gable takes a look back, now in his windup delivers. Breaking ball is in just a little bit inside, called for a ball, and now 3-1 count favors Feathers. Feathers was named a divisional honorable mention as a sophomore. Now stands in as a senior. Gable pounds it with a fastball, chopping foul. And we have a full count. Feathers is one of 8 seniors on this Eagles team, and they had 5 last year. Bulldogs coming into 11 seniors, graduated 8, so a lot of turnover, but ultimately the Bulldogs able to weather that storm. Payoff pitch is fouled off behind the plate, and we'll see another pitch in this at-bat from Gable to Feathers. Both players coming into this one wearing number 8. Eagles wearing their road black uniforms. We have a little bit of an on-field delay. Coach Freeze comes from the third base side to pick up a ball in play. And we're back in action. Bulldogs wearing their classic look. White uniforms, white pants, red stripe piping coming down the side in their red hats. Gable the payoff pitch. And ultimately, Feathers is rung up, was not able to check his swing. So that's the second out of the inning. Gable with a huge strikeout and just one away from ending this. Chase Hoyt, the sophomore, digs in for the Eagles now. .320 average so far this season through 39 plate appearances. First pitch from Gable falls in a beautiful little break there and able to find its way to be called for strike 1. Rupert still on second base with the Eagles leading by 2. Gable in his 5th appearance so far, looking to get out of this first inning. Ultimately, it's to Culp. Diving play at first base. Culp to Gable at first, and he got him. What a play by Ben Culp at first base to end this inning. But the Eagles, some early damage as they lead at 2-0. Partially on an RBI triple by Jake Frenick, and then an error brings in Frenick during Brandon Weller's at bat. We are headed to the bottom of the first inning. Bulldogs trying to strike back here in Sinking Spring. It's been all Bulldogs in the past couple of matchups between Wilson and Exeter, but now the Eagles coming into the bottom of the first inning with a quick 2-0 lead. It'll be Jake Hafer who takes the mound, had a leadoff double in the top of the first inning, and now he looks to shut this talented Bulldogs lineup down. It'll be Gable, the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs, who will lead it off, and then Ingledon to follow. Hafer on the mound so far this season, 1.94 ERA, 2-0 record, 33 strikeouts, committed to East Stroudsburg University, and he'll step up to the mound as the Westchester commit steps in the batter's box, both seniors. The southpaw Hafer, as Bill Underwood, coach of the Bulldogs, said, might be a little bit of a different look for this Bulldogs team who does not see lefties too often, as Gable fouls off that first pitch down the right field fence. They did see a lefty in that 1-0 win over Central Dolphin, but again, it took till the bottom of the 8th inning here in Sinking Spring for them to score their first run, a walk-off. Hafer's breaking ball goes a little bit low, count evens at 1. So we'll see how they adapt to the southpaw today. Hafer kicks, deals. It's a fastball in the dirt. 2-1.
Jack Gable is stepping up to the plate with a .413 batting average.
.541 on base, so more likely than not for him to get on. Fastball just a little bit low. Weller trying to frame it. Umpire does not give him the call. It's 3-1. Gable with 1 homer so far this season. He's one of 2 Bulldogs to get on via the long ball. Count goes full on a fastball pounded the zone, called for a strike, and Hafer trying to punch him out here. Gable with a great eye as well, 11 walks. Payoff pitch, fastball called inside, and there's walk number 12. And you have to look out for him as well, because he has 18 stolen bases. We'll see if he puts those legs to use early. So it'll be Ingledon coming up to the plate, the righty on lefty matchup. Hafer takes a look at first, delivers home. Got close to him, brushed him off the plate, but the fastball is ultimately called for the first ball. Gable's lead not too sizable, takes another step. Porter holds him on. Hafer delivers. Fastball just a little bit off. Nickelodeon comes into this one 4 RBI in that game against Daniel Boone, helped the Bulldogs pull out and stay undefeated in league play. Huge win for them, 9-8. Hafer to first base, the pickoff attempt. No sweats for Gable as he gets back standing. Nickelodeon 458 average this season. Takes the first strike of the at-bat. A fastball comes in low in the strike zone, 2-1. Hafer, the all-county selection last year, and Gable's off. Weller won't even try the throw as Gable in for his 19th stolen base of the season. Count goes 3-1 as that last pitch was a fastball called for a ball. And Hafer in a little bit of a pickle himself now. Takes a look back at second. Gable with a sizable lead. Fastball comes in, it's high, and second Bulldog reaches base via the walk.
Gable's stolen bases are definitely something to look out for. Them letting that slip could be definitely detrimental for them in the long run.
And ultimately, it's actually Gable who's going to come out. So Gable will come out, have a courtesy runner. That will be so Coach Justin Freeze heads out, has a little bit of a talk with his senior pitcher, Hafer. Alex France for the Bulldogs will stand on second base. Still no outs, and Hafer, the one thing you see from Hafer, he has good stuff, he has good break, he has good velocity, but the control sometimes he struggles with. We'll see if he's able to get back into this one with runners on first and second base. And the Bulldogs threatening with no outs so far. Lilli, we were talking earlier in the pregame show about how dangerous Patrick Langle, the freshman, has been for Wilson, and the numbers speak for themselves. 515 average, 686 on base, and he stands in here hitting third. He shows bunt, interestingly enough, and as Weller can't keep it in, can't quite get a hold of it, the runners advance to second and third. 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch was called for a strike. So it's an 0-1 count to Patrick Langle, and he has 2 runners in scoring position.
He's still so young. It's incredible to see how far he could go by the time it's his senior year.
Hafer kicks, deals, and he fouls off the second pitch, and he's quickly got the freshman down in an 0-2 count. Langle did score the winning run from third base on the walk-off hit by pitch on Saturday. 0-2, breaking ball breaks a little too high, and we'll see a fourth pitch in this at-bat. Langle went 2 for 4 in that game on Saturday, 2 for 5 with 2 runs in his first meeting with the Eagles. Hafer kicks, steals a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Huge first out for Jake Hafer as he punches out the Bulldogs' premier hitter this season. It'll be Culp, who also is committed to Westchester, standing in. I mean, of course, we know what he can do on the mound, but 303 batting average, 537 on base this season. We'll see what he can do against the lefty. Hafer hits the first one, looks to be playable, but ultimately it falls in. Ultimately, Jacobs not able to get under it at second base, wind carrying a little bit, and the Bulldogs on the board via, you might call that a single because Jacobs didn't make contact with it, but whatever you want to score it, it's a 2-1 game now. So Culp on the first pitch, the at-bat, a little bit of luck goes his way, and the Bulldogs look to capitalize on the fielding mistake. It'll be the older Langle, Tim Langle, a junior who stands in the lefty-on-lefty matchup now, 1 out, runners on the corners. Hafer's first pitch goes high, a fastball, called for ball one, and ultimately it is Culp who steals second base without a throw. So second and third, no double play, ball is in effect. Langle gets a piece of it, hits it foul, out of play. Count goes even. Again, it's Hinklin on at third base. Culp at second. The 1-1. It's high and outside. 2-1, the count goes. Langle stands in 6'2", 195. Went 1 for 3 on Saturday. The pitch, another high fastball. 3-1. And the Bulldogs continue to threat as they work Hafer's pitch count higher and higher, and they work a ton of these at bats so far to 3 balls. Hafer, the pitch, fastball is in there, called for a strike. Langle at the plate, did not think so, and the count goes full.
Langle has a .375 batting average and a .500 on-base percentage.
Langle also with 8 walks this season. The payoff pitch, it's high, and there's his 9th. The bases are juiced as Matt Malice, the hero of Saturday's game, comes up to the plate. Malice hitting .394, so he's been consistent all year long, not just with his ability to, take a pitch and advance to first, score the winning run on that. So 1 out, Hafer trying to get back into this one. Bases are juiced for the Bulldogs. Malice fouls it, and it goes out of play. Bulldogs last won the county title 2 years ago over Governor Mifflin. They slammed the Mustangs 10-3 in that one in 2024. Last year were upset by Berks Catholics, a 7-2 upset in the first round of the county tournament. The 0-1 fouled off again to the right side, and Hafer's working on an 0-2 count. Of course, if the season were to end today, it would be Bulldogs with the top seed, likely Eagles to follow with the 2. Hafer the pitch, fouled off again. Is it in play? Porter trying to track it in foul territory, and he makes the catch. A huge second out as an 0-2 count. Gets Malice to foul it and pop it up for the second out of the inning. Porter plays a good glove, also pitches well, unavailable as an arm today. Hafer delivers the first pitch, a ball on the inside to Gabe Spohn, the catcher. Spohn earned some on and off starting experience last year at catcher. The second pitch, he rips it down the third base line, and that's going to be good for a couple of runs. 2 come home, and Spohn is in at second base with extra bases. Gabe Spohn delivers, and the Bulldogs they don't retake the lead. They take the lead for the first time, 3-2.
That was a huge play, especially up against such a matched team. It is definitely important to get that lead early.
2 RBI double by Spohn. He cooled off a little bit in the middle of last season, but he's been hot all year long this year. Bulldogs have tattooed 3 runs, and they have 2 outs, trying to get some more on the board as the hitter is Ryan Marmoleos, hitting .250 this season. Count is 1-0 with a fastball called on the outside for a ball. 2 runners in scoring position for the righty. Marmoleos takes a fastball on the dirt, 2-0. So we saw 19 combined runs in the last matchup. We have 5 through the first inning. If you want to multiply that by 7, you got 35 runs. Another ball. Hafer delivers a fastball high, and count is 3-0 for Marmoleos, who has walked 12 times this season. Marmoleos, you see a clear discrepancy between his average and on-base. 250 average, but 429 on-base percentage. The 8-hitter, Marmoleos, gets ready for the pitch. It's called for an inside fastball strike, 3-1. Hafer stays in it. Wind continues coming in. A little bit of a chill here. Hafer. It is Marmoleos hitting it to the left side of the field. That's going to be down for a base hit. 2 runners come in to score, and Marmoleos cruising into second base. The throw goes a little bit wide, and Marmoleos coming to third base now. Wilson leading this one 5-2. What a productive inning it has been, Lilli, for the
100%.
Bulldogs.
These huge plays are definitely helping them get an early lead. And I think that'll benefit them in the long run as well.
2 huge back-to-back doubles put the Bulldogs up 5-2. First pitch is a strike called to Zach Troutman, the 9-hitter. Hafer delivers a fastball low. Excuse me, that first pitch was called for a ball, so it's going to be 2-0. 2 outs, runner 90 feet away from scoring. Troutman takes a fastball high, and the count goes to 3-0. So we might see Gable again at the plate in this inning. The only outs were a pop fly and a strikeout, and ironically that strikeout was to Langle, who has been excellent all season. Hafer, it's in the dirt, a 4-pitch walk. Coach Freeze will head back out to the mound to talk with his senior pitcher, Hafer, who's been struggling with control so far. We'll see what Freeze does. Again, he has all of his arms available at his disposal, but Liam Porter. And Hafer's day is done early. 2/3 of an inning and 5 runs allowed, as the Bulldogs continue to lay on pressure. And what we've seen throughout all these matchups with the Eagles, Bulldogs just able to consistently hit. And as the Eagles find their replacement on the mound, we will take a quick timeout. Still the first inning here from Sinking Spring, as the Bulldogs have tattooed 5 runs here in the bottom of the frame. Balin Mann enters to pitch for Exeter. The sophomore man has played in 4 games for the Eagles, or has pitched in 4 games so far for the Eagles, 6 2/3 innings. In those 6 2/3, man has allowed 7 earned runs. His ERA 7.350 on the season, WHIP just under 2. So we'll see if the sophomore is able to, toe the line and ultimately allow Exeter to get back into it. The lineup, we see Exeter was able to hit. There's no question there. Are they able to hold the Bulldogs at bay so the bats can keep them going? Weller goes out to the mound, has a little bit of a talk with his pitcher, Man, he's a righty, so bit of a different look as we head back to the top of the lineup with Gable due up. 2 outs, runners on the corners that man inherits. A first day is done with 2/3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs allowed. Man, his first pitch is delivered high, a fastball.
Man on the mound definitely shakes things up for the Wilson batters.
Yeah, because you have, lefty for your first time through the lineup. Now you have a righty, and that righty delivers high, a 2-0 count now. Gable walked in his first at-bat. His courtesy runner is able to come all the way around and score. Next pitch, fastball right down the pipe, called for strike 1, and a huge pitch for man to try and get back into this one. 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Man kicks and deals. Runner is off at second base as the pitch is fouled off to the left side. So runners stay on first and third as the count evens at 2. Again, Gable and Culp both committed to play Division II baseball at Westchester University. Gable scored twice, had 2 RBIs in his first outing with Exeter. Pitches, fly ball to the right side, but ultimately the Eagles not there to make the play as another run comes home to score. There's just been a little bit of a hole in that part of the field between Jacobs and Hoyt, as we saw earlier in the at-bat with Culp. So that allows another runner to score, and the Bulldogs take a 6-2 lead. Runners on first and third again. Hinkledon back up to the plate. He walked as well in the first inning. Well, it still is the first inning. His first time up this inning. Man delivers a fastball on the outside corner, called for a ball. 1-0 is the count.
Alex France for Wilson has come on to first base for Gable.
He did as well and came around to score in the first inning. Again, same inning. And there's a single in the middle of the shortstop third base gap, and that brings another run home. A 7-run first inning for Wilson. It took a while for the bats to heat up in the first outing, but they're wasting no time tattooing these runs early. A 2-out rally that has been fruitful for the Bulldogs. Langle, who struck out earlier in the inning, is up once again. Hinkledon with the RBI single. Man, he hits him. So Langle reaches base via the hit by pitch. And a chance for Culp, and now at the plate hitting cleanup to do some damage. Bases are juiced, 2 outs, Bulldogs up by 5. Of course, Culp homered in the first game against Exeter, allowed 1, hit 1, so it kind of canceled out. What is the senior Westchester commit able to do at the plate? We'll see. Ben Culp sees one high, a fastball. Exeter giving some words of encouragement to man, trying to stabilize here, throw a strike. Culp rips it again in that gap, and a run comes. Here comes one more rounding third, And the Bulldogs 9-2. Culp delivers an RBI single, his second single of the inning. And man, it has just been all Bulldogs at the plate. What a two-out rally. I mean, after Malice popped out, you have double, double, walk, single, single, hit by pitch, single. And that puts the Bulldogs up 9-2. Breaking ball comes in on the inside, brushes off the batter. That is the older Langle, Tim Langle. 1-0's the count.
Colbo, as we know, has been unstoppable on the mound, and now today is hitting it off with his batting.
Man's hat falls off as he delivers a second ball of the at-bat. Count goes to 2-0. Again, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Langle again hitting .375 this season. He drew a walk in the first inning and now looking to draw another one as he's up 3-0 in the count. Man, trying to work back in this count. The 3-0 pitch to the lefty Langle. Almost hits him. Either way, he's going to reach base on the base on balls. His second walk so far today. Bases are again juiced, and Freeze again back out to the mound for the third time this inning as the Eagles just cannot find an answer for this Bulldogs offense, as not only have they hit around, they have their 6th hitter hitting for the second time in the inning. You don't usually see that. Man has failed to record an out so far in the first, and Freeze will see what he has to say to Matt. He'll have some faith in his reliever, the righty, as Matt Malice, who popped out to first baseman Liam Porter earlier in the inning. I keep saying in the first inning as if it's not still the first inning. It's just weird to see the Bulldogs go through so much in one inning. First pitch is a strike, and that's exactly what man needed. Delivered a fastball in the zone. Just needs one more out to get out of it. The pitch to Malice is low, almost in the dirt, stopped by Weller. 1-1, the count evens. Again, bases are loaded for Wilson. An opportunity to put themselves in the double digits. Man, fastball high, 2-1. Lilli, I'm not sure what they would do with the scoreboard. It does not support double-digit scoring for an inning.
It does not. We'll have to see how they figure that out.
2-1, the pitch. Fastball right down the middle of the pipe, and man, not trying to have that happen as he evens the count 2-2. A strike away from getting out of a tumultuous first inning for Exeter. The 2-2. Just off. Count goes full. It looked like a close pitch, just a little bit off for a man. Runners are off. Man, payoff pitch, and he walked him. Run comes in to score. That is Patrick Langle to score for the first time today. And look, we do have a little bit of an issue with the scoreboard.
We do, in fact.
Can't put more than... Yeah, you can't
put more than 9.
Yeah. And a single into right field is going to bring one more home as Gabe Spohn comes through again. Here comes another run and Langle in to score. Wow.
They're trying to figure out that scoreboard right now. I'm seeing zeros pop up.
Runners on the corners for Wilson as they have put up 12 runs in the first inning.
Could the Bulldogs be in a better situation?
I don't think so, Lily. I've not seen anything like this at a high school baseball level. And there goes Freeze out to the mound for the 4th time in the inning, and it looks like man's day is done. Was not able to record it out, and the Bulldogs capitalized for a 12-2 lead. We're going to take a timeout. When we're back, will this first inning finally end? That is the question. So, last time this matchup occurred earlier in the year, Bulldogs put up 14 runs, and they're almost at that figure, but it took the full distance to put up those 14. It's taken just 2/3 of an inning for Wilson to put up 12 runs in the first inning. It'll be Ethan Ramos who comes in relief for Balin Mann, who did not record an out, 4 hits, 5 runs all earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. Hafer's final total, since 2 more runners did come in to score that Mann inherited, 7 runs on 2/3 of an inning. Ramos comes into this one just 3 innings pitched so far this season. And the batter he'll see is Ryan Marmaleos. Bulldogs have put up these 12 runs on 7. I mean, to say just 7 hits in an inning is like, that's a little weird to say. But I mean, 12 runs on 7 hits, not always common.
Yeah.
So Marmaleos up for his 2nd time this inning. Ramos kicks and deals. It's a fastball, foul tip off the umpire's mask, and he'll take a second to walk it off. So Ramos quickly pounding the zone, gets him swinging on the first pitch. Hafer had 36 pitches, Mann with 21. Hafer delivered 15 strikes over 36 pitches, and Mann 8 over 21. Ramos is 1 of 1, so that's better. Now he's 2 of 2. He gets Marmoleos to fell it off to the right side, and here's a chance to end it, Lilli.
Right here.
0-2.
Can Ramos capitalize on this
Oh,
opportunity?
look, they fixed the scoreboard. They put 3 runs in the 9th. So it is 12-2.
I guess that's how they work around it.
Yeah, they did it. The pitch from Ramos. It's low in the dirt. 1-2, the count goes. Marmoleos doubled earlier in the inning. Added on to that Spohn RBI double. Ramos, the 1-2 pitch. It's just a little bit low of the zone, so the count goes to 2-2 as the runner takes off at second base. That is Bodnar. Bodnar in for Spohn. 2-2, 2 outs. The pitch on the inside. And the count now goes even. Marmoleos, like the rest of his team, showing great discipline, battle back, down 0-2. Is he able to draw a walk here? The payoff pitch from Ramos. It is a ball. And another walk issued. Puts Marmoleos on first base as the Bulldogs load him again. Zach Troutman comes up to the plate. Troutman hitting .350 this season. On base, .438. If he's able to get on, we'll see Gable for the 3rd time in this inning, which is pretty crazy to think about. It's a 1-0. Ramos' fastball just a little bit inside. And 2 outs. Bulldogs have just been rallying for run after run on this 2-out rally. Ramos, the fastball comes in for a strike. Count is 1-1. Guys with 2 hits for the Bulldogs so far already. Those are Culp and Spohn. Culp with 3 RBI, Spohn with 4. The 1-1 is popped up in right field. Tracking under at Hoyt, and he's got it. And finally, the inning comes to a close for Exeter as they trail 12-2. What an inning for Wilson. It is rare you see a team put up 12 runs in the first inning as the entire lineup hit through twice. We head to the top of the second. What is Exeter's response is the question that we will see right after this. So Gable returns to the mound. He'll see Mason Goodhart in his first at-bat, delivers a ball for the first pitch. And Gable delivers again. Count evens at 1 on a fastball that pounds the zone. We're back at you from Sinking Spring Student Sportscast Baseball. Wilson leading this one 12-2. Eagles back at the plate. 2-1 the count goes. Fastball out to the backstop. And we've been in action for about 50 minutes now and finally into the second inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss from Goodhart, a blazing fastball high. The count goes 2-2.
I'm very curious about what Exeter discussed going into this inning being down 12-2.
Goodhart to second base. The play is good to call. It is Landon Kostelik at second base. He is the one being designated hit for by Malice. That brings Xavier Jacobs, the sophomore, to the plate for Exeter with an out. Takes the first pitch high, a ball. Lily, I'm getting cold. I don't know about you.
It's the wind.
It is the wind. Jacobs to the left side of Chalper and to first base. A clean out. Lengel to Culp. It is a 5-3 put up and the second out of the inning. A quick one for Gable. Looked like it might go foul initially, but down the line it goes and Jacobs is taken care of. It'll be Ramos at the plate for Exeter. So I'm not exactly sure what they did with their lineup. The count is 1-0 because Hafer is due up next. Second pitch is a swinging strike. Gable pounding that fastball 1-1. It looks like I'm not sure how they're working this around exactly.
They're definitely making some adjustments, which is necessary being down by this much in the second inning.
And a breaking ball catches the outside for strike 1-2. Gable kicks, deals, high fastball. My assumption is that Hafer's in at first base and he'll stay in the lineup. But because that forfeits the designated hitter spot, or Ramos comes in for Porter at first base, and then Ramos and Hafer switch, something like that. But all you need to know at home is that Ramos is hitting ninth, Hafer's due up next, still leading off. He fell off that last pitch, so count is even, 2-2, 2 outs. Gable, swing and a miss. 1, 2, 3, and a quick top of the second inning as Gable delivers on the mound. We head to the bottom of the second. Thankfully, we just had a quick half inning. So it's just as cold as it has been for the past couple of matchups between these two teams, especially the one last year in March. And even that one in Rifton in March of this year, it has just been cold. But you know what's not cold, Lily? The bats. Exeter put up 2 in the top of the first, and the score on the screen speaks for itself. Wilson put up 12 in the bottom of the first. And now it's Gable coming up for his third time today. Top of the second inning. Ethan Ramos returns to the mound for the Eagles after getting out of that first inning for Exeter. Gable so far today, a single and a walk. That really set the tone, that first inning walk. I mean, all of the Bulldogs just so disciplined at the plate, and that's been such a big part of their success.
100%. They ran on those 2 outs for a long time. They put up 12 points.
1-0's the count. Ramos delivered a high fastball. A pitch.
Ooh.
And he beamed him. Second hit by pitch so far. And it puts Gable on for the third time today. Weller goes out to have a chat with his pitcher. Oh, Lily, I'm very, very cold. I know we keep talking about the weather, but it's tough, man.
Just happy it's sunny.
Yeah. And it's funny because the end of last week it was what, 80?
Yes.
Sunny?
Oh
Beautiful.
Then it started raining.
Alex France is the courtesy runner for the third time for Gable. Inkling on at the plate, and pickoff attempt by Ramos to Hafer. Yes, he is at first base. We were at Twin Valley last week against Y Missing and talk about another game with runs. Ramos delivers a pitch inside, 1-0. But that was a beautiful, beautiful day for baseball. Inkling on, like Gable, walked in, singled in the first inning, drives that into right field. Ultimately, is it going to stay fair? It is, and the play is, ultimately, it is dropped in left field by Mason Goodhart. So he's going to reach via error on a single. It looked like Goodhart was going to camp under it and make the catch. Ultimately, just goes a little bit loose from him. Runners on first and second. And
Patrick Langle step up to the plate.
My papers are flying, Lily. Langle takes a strike. Fell victim to strikeout, a rare out in that first inning. Langle. To left field again. Who's going to make the play? It's Goodhart again on the E7. Are they able to make the play at third base? They are. So first out of the inning, a weird little error fielder's choice. So 1 out. Runners remain on first and second like they had. Just a couple bit of a different look on who's occupying those bases. Behind the scenes here, the wind is kind of carrying my chair, carrying my papers away. Pitch goes inside, called for a ball to Ben Culp. Ramos kicks and deals. It's in for a strike. Culp so far, 2 singles to his name, 3 RBI. The pitch, swing and a miss by Ramos. So the count goes 1-2. And a big second out would be huge for the Eagles. Ramos delivers on the inside a fastball. So it's even at 2-2 again. Incledon stands on second. Langle on first. The 2-2. Fouled off. Runners, they didn't take off on the pitch, but on contact they took off, and Incledon was already 2/3 by the time that the play was called dead. As you were saying earlier, Lilli, Culp obviously known for his arm, blazes 90 by you, committed to Westchester, but ultimately, we'll see what he can do with his bat. Swing and a miss! Foul tip into Weller's glove is the second out of the inning, and maybe I just jinxed Ben, unfortunately.
Now the Eagles can't get too comfortable sitting at 2 outs. They have to finish the inning.
Yeah. Speaking from experience, just a fateful inning ago. Tim Langle swinging at the first pitch, a sharp foul ball down the right field fence. And Ramos has shown better control than his predecessors on the mound so far today. 2 outs, runners on first and second still. Ramos, breaking ball, doesn't really break. Count goes even. Ramos takes a look back at second, now delivers home, and a nice piece of hitting by Langle into left center field. Tracking it is Goodhart, and again, just not able to make the play. Warham does recover, but a run does come in to score. So another E7 puts Tim Langle on second base, brings home Incledon, and now his younger brother Patrick Langle is on third, both in scoring position for Matt Malice.
Hey, keep doing your job, Big E.
I will say, even though if that is ruled an E7, Goodhart made a really nice attempt on that play. That was not an easy play to make.
100%.
Fastball goes high, 1-0.
Malice had a great game last Saturday. It'll be interesting to see what we can get out of him today.
Also had a double in that game where he walked it off. That just wasn't the walk-off. 2-0 the count. Is it? I believe the wind has shifted a little bit where it's blowing. Ramos delivers a fastball, a strike. It felt like it was going near left field before, but now it's definitely shaded towards right, if my memory serves me right. 2-1, 2 outs. Fastball high, 3-1. You're looking at a scenario where if Wilson's able to put up a couple more runs, they could end it just after 3. Ramos delivers it, fouled off, out of play. For those unaware, high school baseball mercy rule, how it would work, it is 15 after 3, 10 after 5. Exeter obviously trying to avoid that. But, I mean, that would be huge for Wilson. If they could just run Gable for 3 innings and not really use him up that much. Chopper, 2 feathers at third, delivers it to Hafer at first, and out of the inning with just 1 run allowed. We head to the top of the third. Wilson still leading 13-2. So we head to the top of the third. Eagles trailing by 11, trying to make up for this deficit just a little bit. That'll start with Jake Hafer. The starting pitcher of today's game was ultimately taken out after 2/3 of that first inning. He will lead it off here against Jack Gable. Gable, after allowing two himself in the first inning, was excellent, retired all three Eagles in order. First pitch is in the dirt, a fastball for a ball. Gable on the outside, 2-0. I mean, it looked early on like this could be another repeat of what happened against Boone. 3 innings, 7 earned runs for Gable. Hafer down the middle of the field. That's going to find its way leaking into center field, and Hafer reaches again for the second time today via the base hit. First time it was a double, now it's a single. This time he will stay on first base to run. But what I was saying, it looked like early on like Gable, this might be another disaster start for him, but he has really stabilized for Wilson. We'll see if he does this. He continues to do it against the top of the Eagles lineup. Jake Frenick takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. This is the most dangerous part of the Eagles lineup. I mean, obviously it isn't any baseball lineup. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful. But especially with Exeter, you look at guys like Weller, Hafer, Frenick, Warham. These guys can hit. This is where the scoring primarily is coming from. Sharp ground ball opposite field, and Frenick reaches base via the single. No outs, and Eagles have cooked up 2 hits early.
Definitely not allowing any runs in that second inning was really impactful for Gable and the rest of the team.
Frenick knocked in that RBI triple in the first. Not quite the same outcome, but I mean, you reach base, that's good. That's good enough. Warham now at the plate, reached via an error at shortstop in the first inning. Takes a breaking ball in the dirt. And again, what we're talking about, Warham just seeing these breaking balls early in the count, late in the count, everywhere in the count. Gable takes a look back at second. Now delivers the 2-0. Brushes him off, and now it's 3-0. Due up for the Eagles. Or excuse me, did I say it's Warham at the plate? It's Weller at the plate. Warham's due up. Little error there. And Weller takes the 3-0 pitch. Gable just a pitch away from loading them. Gable to Weller. And he loads him on 4. So now it's Warham up to the plate. And just as we were saying, you can expect him to see some curveballs like he threw early to Weller. Spohn will have a chat with his pitcher on the mound. Gives him a little pat on the bat. And we'll see if the Eagles can do some damage in this third. Obviously, you're not expecting him to put up 11. I mean, it's not impossible. But anything can do here. Warham does see the early breaking ball, takes it for strike 1. You have Ben Rupert as the courtesy runner on first base for Weller. Warham did not reach in the first. Grounded out to third base. Takes time. Ultimately, that ground out did bring in a run, as Bulldogs head coach Bill Underwood, with a uncommon mound visit after the first pitch, especially after a first pitch strike. He heads out for a mound visit. I have to wonder what the rationale is behind that. But I mean, looking at a guy like Underwood, he's been in this program since 2005, fourth season as head coach. Underwood grew up in Akron, played at Kent State, was ultimately drafted to play for the New York Yankees. Battled through the minors for a couple of years in the organization. Now is here in Wilson as the skipper. He heads back to the dugout as Gable gets ready. His count is 0-1 to Matt Warham. Bases juiced. Gable. Warham into left field. It's shallow, but it's going to drop in for a base hit. One comes in to score, and ultimately they call him safe at third base on the play. They were trying to get Frenick via the force out, but Frenick's able to make it in time trying to tag up on it. Didn't need to tag up on it, obviously. So there comes across a run for the Eagles. 13-3 our score now. And the base is still juiced with no outs, and this is a prime time opportunity to hit. Wild pitch, and here comes Frenick in to score. Runners advance. Feathers leads 1-0 in the count. And the Eagles chip in their fourth run. Most other circumstances, this would be a good outing for the Eagles at the plate. But ultimately, they've put up 4. They've put up a good performance at the plate. It's just ultimately insufficient right now. We'll see what they're able to do.
This inning could spark a large turnaround for them, relatively speaking.
You have runners on second and third as the next pitch comes into Feathers, who struck out in the first inning. 2-0 the count. Still no outs. Kick steals, fouls off the next pitch, a fastball. 2-1. Well, you will see the Bulldogs 2 more times this season. We'll see them next week at Governor Mifflin, and we'll see them in the Berks County Showcase later in the week on Wednesday. So they'll be at Mifflin on Monday. We'll see them at Ellsfield on Wednesday. Breaking ball comes in, sky high right field. Are they able to track it down? Yes, ultimately Kostelic does make the play. Shortstop ranging all the way to track down that fly ball. The first out of the inning for Gable. We also have a special broadcast tomorrow for you from Wyomissing. Spartans hosting Twin Valley in a girls lacrosse matchup between the number 2 and number 4 teams in the state. That is our only lacrosse game that we're doing.
It's going to be very exciting, though. Great matchup.
Hopefully it's a little warmer. Well, we have the press box, which is good. Breaking ball to Chase Hoyt is the first pitch of this at bat. The ball makes it a 1-0 count. 1 out. Runners still on second and third in scoring position. Pitch, a fastball blazes just on the outside. 2-0. Hoyt grounded out to Culp, who made an amazing play at first base to end that first inning. The 2-0. Fouled off. Hoyt had a hit against Wilson earlier this year. Had limited time as a freshman on varsity last season. Now stands in as a sophomore. Has drawn 5 walks. Working on a 2-1 count. A pitch from Gable. A low fastball called for strike 2. And we're even at 2. Gable. Breaking ball in there. Got him looking. The backwards K is the second out of the inning. And Gable looking to get out of it with only 2 allowed. It's Goodhart who steps up to the plate. 263 on base this season. No more for what he does on the mound, but can give you a nice base hit at the plate as well. Sees a breaking ball for strike 1. Gable, not too much of a sweat. They're going to try and get the most out of him. Fastball's low, 2-0. I mean, why waste another arm? Why waste Culp, you know? Why waste Kostelic or Langle? I mean, it would be unlikely that Langle would come in after 6 1/3 pitched on Saturday, but or Logan Pettit even. Goes to shortstop. Marmoleos to Culp at first base on a little bit of a hop. Ultimately, he's not able to pick it. And a throwing error home. 2 come in to score. And some poor defense by the Bulldogs allow Goodhart to cruise into second base and 2 to come home.
Those seemingly simple mistakes make a huge impact. Because they could have ended it there.
7 runs is less daunting than 11. We're seeing the Eagles fight back. 4 runs in this inning. They take time. Looks like Xavier Jacobs, the hitter, takes time at home. Didn't play in the first couple of games, but he's been a regular at second base. He's a sophomore as well. And the throw on the pickoff sails into center field. And Goodhart has reached all 3 bases via air. 2 on a throwing error. Actually, all 3 on throwing errors. First one by Marmoleos. Then Culp. And now Gable. 2 outs. And Goodhart is the sole runner at third base. Jacobs, the hitter, has not seen a pitch yet in this at-bat. Hicks deals. It's a fastball high. Eagles next up, they have Governor Mifflin on Wednesday at home. Next pitch goes low in the dirt. It's 2-0. He's been able to keep that in front of him. Has been excellent behind the dish. Wilson, they'll play at Twin Valley on Wednesday. Fastball almost gets Jacobs, but ultimately the count goes to 3-0. Twin Valley ultimately beat Wilson here. A little bit of a surprising result last year. We'll see what happens down in Elverson this time around. 2 outs, 3-0 count. Gable delivers the strike, trying to fight back in this count.
Gable is among a couple of the Westchester commits on the Bulldogs. We have a few going that will continue their career and some going for academic reasons.
Right to Marmoleos at shortstop, and he makes up for that throwing error. Nice play by the junior shortstop, and the Bulldogs out of this inning. Yeah, you say that, Lilli, and of course we talk about Culp and Gable, who are going to Westchester for their academic and athletics, but you look at Bodnar and Maori, who are both going to study business. So, a bunch of Bulldogs heading to become Golden Rams this fall. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Eagles chip on 4 in the top, and the Bulldogs still leading by 7. Welcome back to Student Sportscast, bottom of the third, as Ethan Ramos returns to the mound for the Eagles. He had a solid second inning. Bulldogs only put up one more run. His first batter of the bottom of the third, it'll be Gabe Spone. We've seen Spone drive in 4 men already. First pitch in the dirt. Spone, one of the best hitters for the Bulldogs at the plate this season. 395 average, 500 on base. Discipline that has netted him 8 walks. The 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. And Spone's just a junior, so he has time.
Spone was an honorable mention last year for the BCIA.
The pitch, fastball called for a strike, the first of the at-bat. He was one of many All-Stars that they had last year. Had 3 graduate. Spone to shortstop, Frenick, a quick throw, and he got him at first. 6-3 putout is the first out of the inning for Ramos, who has been working pretty well. I mean, he only had 3 innings coming into this one, and it's a pretty sizable task to come in, have to eat some against this talented lineup, but he's up for it.
He's seen the most success so far.
Swing and a miss on that first pitch, and he's really been able to pound the zone with that fastball. It is Marmoleos at the plate, who we said earlier in the top of the inning, a little bit of a throwing error, and it didn't end as quick as the Bulldogs wanted. But Marmoleos made a great play to end the inning, so it cancels out. 1-1 the count. He stands in at 5-10. Takes that next pitch high. I do want to make note that the Bulldogs average 13 runners left on base each game, which is a pretty staggeringly high number. But you also have to consider that they are converting on a sizable amount. And ultimately, it is Marmoleos who pops up to Hayford at first base. There's a second out of the inning. But when you look at it, even if you look at the first inning, if you score 13 or if you score 12 runs in that first inning and you leave them loaded, yeah, you're going to leave 4 on base, which is a lot. but it doesn't matter when you've already converted most of them already. Sharp grounder to third base. Feathers makes the play and retires Troutman for the third out of the inning. And look at that, a 1-2-3 for Ramos. We head to the top of the fourth. Student Sportscast live coverage of Berks County Baseball continues here in Sinking Spring. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Jack Gable returns the mound for the Bulldogs. And I do want to note something that one of the Exeter coaches said that we caught wind of. Coach Sandritter said, keep winning innings. That's exactly what they did in that inning. So, are they able to keep it going? We'll see as Ethan Ramos, the pitcher, excellent in that bottom of the third, returns to the plate, takes a ball for the first pitch. Now takes a strike. Count evens 1-1. Gable pounding that zone with the fastball. Kick steals, curveball just outside. 2-1. Sometimes hard to tell at this level exactly what is a curveball, what is a slider, but they'll have good break to them. Fastball now 3-1. Gable kicks, deals, fastball on the inside, called for strike two as the count evens. Hafer's due up, then Frenick, Weller, and Warham. Gable, swing and a miss. Gets Ramos down on strikes, and a quick first out to the inning.
That is exactly what the Bulldogs need to keep that momentum that we saw earlier.
In case you're wondering, no, it is not warmed up, and no, the wind has not gone away. Hafer, first pitch swinging, it looks to be, it stays in play, but it's foul. Bulldogs just not able to get to it in the spot that it was at. So Hafer goes down in the count 0-1. That punch out for against Ramos was Gable's fourth. Still had 5 hits, just 1 walk. 4 of the 6 have been earned runs. Has already thrown 71 pitches, 40 of them for strikes. So what could have seemed like a Gable complete game opportunity, not so sure about that. Unless the Bulldogs really pick it up at the plate and are able to mercy roll it in the next inning or so. Hafer swinging and fouls it off behind the plate, so he's down 0-2. There is realistically a world, though, that Wilson puts up 3 runs the next 2 innings, and Gable, if he's able to limit his count, they can mercy roll, get out of it after 5, and there's a complete game. Eagles trying to fight back, though, and Hafer slices for a strikeout. So Gable strikes out his first 2 batters of the inning, and a quick 2 outs to the 4th. Frenick ahead of that off speed. He had the RBI triple that put the Eagles on the board first, but we know what happened at the bottom of the inning. 13-6 our score as Frenick fouls that one off and quickly down 0-2. Gable's been cooking them up so far. Chance to get out of it clean, 1-2-3. Gable kicks, deals, and the breaking ball just a little bit too low, called for a ball, 1-2. Frenick has scored twice today. Fouls it off. Will it stay in play? And Culp tracks it down in foul territory. So Gable retires all 3 Eagles as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Wilson, a chance to add on some more runs. Bulldogs with a chance to tack on some more runs. They have not scored off Ramos since the 2nd inning. They head to the bottom of the 4th now with the leadoff hitter being Jack Gable up for his 4th trip to the plate so far. Gable today, 1 for 1, walked twice. Ramos, fastball's low. First pitch of the inning's a ball. Gable has had good even innings, has struggled a little bit in the odd innings on the mound, but ultimately has done well at the plate. And he hits that well far down the left field fence, but foul. He gives it a little smile. 1-1 the count. He cranked it just a little early on the timing. Pitch is low, counts 2-1. Ankledon, Langle, Culp, and then Tim Langle due up. Ramos came in that first inning to finish it and has stayed out ever since. Big swing and a foul ball by Gable as the count evens at 2. Ramos kicks, deals, and the breaking ball has Gable hacking it foul. Bulldogs with 9 hits so far today, Eagles with 5. Wilson has committed 4 errors, Eagles with 1. The pitch, again fouled off. We'll see a 7th pitch of the at-bat. Ramos, 45 pitches so far, 25 of them 4 strikes. Kicks, deals. Gable pops it up, and it's out of play. We'll see the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Gable has been swinging a little bit more in this at-bat than he has in his prior at-bats. We'll see what it yields him. The 2-2. Chops it. Third base. Actually, the short, frantic, high throw. Got him. Ramos wins the battle with Gable, and for the first time today, the senior Westchester commit is retired. As Inkledon now steps in the batter's box. Talk about a guy that has reached base in all of his at-bats so far today. 2 for 2, 1 walk, 3 runs, and a ribby. Breaking ball near his head. 1-0 is the count.
It can definitely be difficult to be on the plate for as long as Gable was.
To shortstop, frantic again. A bullet of a throw to Hafer. And they got him for the second out. Another 6-3 put out. Patrick Langle steps up, trying to salvage something in this inning with 2 outs. Again, Bulldogs have not scored since the second inning. Took an early 12-0 or 12-2 lead. And the Eagles have clawed back a little bit. Langle, left center field. And it falls. Little miscommunication between Goodhart and Warham. And it ultimately nets Langle on base. His first hit of the day was 0 for 2 coming into it.
That could be just what the Bulldogs needed to get the ball rolling in this inning.
Talk about a guy that has been excellent today. That is Ben Culp, 2 for 3, 2 runs, 3 RBI. Did strike out in the inning prior. Excuse me, that was in the second inning. First pitch is low to Culp. Ramos working on 2 outs. And he beat Culp. So runners on first and second now for Wilson. As Tim Langle steps up. The 6'2" outfielder Langle. 1 for 1, 2 walks, an RBI, 2 runs today by Tim Langle. It's a lefty on righty matchup. Ramos the righty sees Langle the lefty. First pitch is a fastball low, called for a ball. Again, Ramos has 2 on he's working with. The pitch on the outside, 2-0. Again, it's his younger brother Patrick on second, and Culp on first, held on by Hafer. 2 outs. Ramos is 2-0. In there for a fastball, called for a strike, 2-1. Again, we are at Wilson West Middle School, home of the Wilson Bulldogs. Ramos on the outside, 3-1. Again, we will see him at Owls Field next week in West Lawn. Short little trip over near the high school. This is a little bit out of the way. Ramos, the 3-1. It's high, and the bases are juiced. We haven't heard that tune in quite a bit from Wilson. They have an opportunity to score with them loaded. And that sends Freeze to the mound to have a chat with his junior pitcher, Ethan Ramos. And we'll see what the decision is. He'll have Malice up to the plate.
This is a big inning for the Eagles, as it could go to mercy rule next inning.
Yeah, I mean, if Wilson's able to capitalize on 3 of these runners and Gable puts up a clean 5th, we're done. Freeze trusts his righty pitcher, trying to get one more out to exit the bottom of the 4th here. 2 outs. Malice, the DH, 0 for 2 today, did walk. Brought in a run with that walk. Ramos, the pitch, chopped. Third base, Feathers trying to get that tag out in the base path is successful. And we head to the top of the 5th now. Eagles trying to stay in this one. 13-6, Bulldogs still on top. Top of the 5th coming in. Gable returns the mound. Brandon Weller will lead off for the Eagles. Again, a couple more broadcasts coming up to look forward to. Lacrosse tomorrow, then we have 3 more baseball games coming your way next week, including the Berks Baseball Showcase from West Lawn on Wednesday. It's day 1 of 3 of the showcase, and game 2 will feature Governor Mifflin and Daniel Boone, including highly touted prospect Grayson Bell on the mound for the Blazers against the defending county champs. Brennan Weller takes a strike on the first pitch. Gable continuing to attack just on the outside now, 1-1. It'll be Warren, Feathers, and Hoyt duo for Exeter. Gable, swing and a miss, got him low. And the count goes to 1-2 for Brandon Weller. Weller today, 0 for 1 with a walk. Drives it out to right field, nicely hit ball back and caught. England unable to track it down, shaded a bit far back in right field. And not too much trouble on that one. It was nice off the bat, but hey, you talk about cold baseball, windy baseball, and the ball just does not carry the same as a nice, warm, sunny day in May.
Both teams seem to be struggling with offense lately as there were no runs in the last inning.
No runs of the fourth, none of the bottom of the third, and Gable trying to keep that streak going the top of the fifth. 1-0 is the count to Warren, a breaking ball on the inside. Breaking ball now low, 2-0. Bulldogs looking to win their 11th straight. Not looking so good in those first 4 games, and ultimately they've been great. Warren driving it out to left field, and it is at the bottom of the wall. Warren cruising into third base, and he's safe sliding in there. A triple for Matt Warren. We're unsure how far that was going to go in left center, but ultimately the junior cruises in with 3 bases, not quite 4. Are the Eagles trying to capitalize? It'll be Feathers with a runner just 90 feet to his left. And out in the inning, Gable has allowed 6 hits today. And everything blowing around here at our table. First pitch was a fastball called for a strike. Gable delivers the second. It's a foul ball. And quickly he's down 0-2. One out. Gable working on Feathers. It's high. It's a fastball that goes well high. Spohn not too much trouble taking care of it. Goes to 1-2. Gable ahead 1-2 in the count. 1 out. It's low. 2-2 the count now stands. Governor Mifflin and Muhlenberg in a very important game in Shillington right now at Rulon Griffith. 2-2. And he couldn't quite hold back on that check swing. And he gets him slicing for the strikeout, second of the inning. 2 outs, and Warren still stands on third base. And this is actually this is huge. Mifflin leads Muhlenberg 7-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that continues to help Wilson's case for Berks 1. Hoyt takes a fastball in the dirt for ball 1. Spohn able to keep it in front of him. Warren did not break for home. Evan Gluck's working 5 innings, 4 hits, just an earned run. One and out, 2 outs. A little check swing off the end of the bat. Goes to Gable and gives it the call to end the inning. So now we head to the bottom of the fifth. Wilson with a chance to end it possibly via the mercy rule. And we have a pitching change to start the bottom of the fifth inning. Exeter's Ben Rupert takes the mound. His first appearance for the Eagles so far. He's had a little bit of experience. He's played in this game already as a courtesy runner, but this is his first time on the mound for the Eagles this season. It'll be game Spohn at the plate. He has been excellent so far for the Bulldogs. Delivers 2 pitches in the dirt, 2-0 count. Shout out to Exeter assistant coach B. Jordan for some hand warmers to keep us warm. Spohn pops it out first base, Hafer under it, and he's got it.
No score since the third inning.
Pretty remarkable. This Bulldogs lineup has gone pretty cold. But when he put up 12 in the first, I mean...
You can afford
Yeah.
a little bit of a break.
And it's in the right center field gap. In for extra bases for Ryan Marmoleos. He's going for third. Wow, look at that speed going around. And he's sliding at first in for a triple. He's speedy. He's real speedy.
Big play for the Bulldogs with that one.
So Marmoleos' first pitch swinging. And he's just 90 feet away from scoring. One out. Rupert working on that. First pitch swinging again. That is Zach Troutman this time. Popped up to Hafer again. And there's the second out of the inning. Back at the top of the lineup, it'll be Gable due up. Rupert trying to exit this one clean, keep the Bulldogs scoreless since they put up one in the second. Rupert kicks, deals, lined into left field and fouled. Rupert committed to St. Joe's University will not be playing, but will be there with Frenick also not playing. Both are committed for their academics. Someone that is playing at St. Joe's, though, is Alex Kelso, their former teammate. And it's a wild pitch. Weller can't quite keep it in front of him. And ultimately, Marmoleos comes in to score their first run since the second inning. The count's 1-1. Rupert pounds the zone a strike on a fastball, 1-2. Right back into it. The pitch. It's low. 2-2. Waste no time in between those pitches. Kicks, deals, low. 3-2. .46 degrees here from Sinking Spring as the count's even. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 on the inside, called on Gable, and Rupert's out of it. An excellent inning for the senior pitcher in his first outing on the mound for the Eagles. We head to the top of the 6th. The Eagles still hanging in there. And I just want to say before we go to break, the wind just stopped and the sun came out. This is great. Now we'll head to break. We'll see you in the 6th. New pitcher coming into the game for the Bulldogs. That is number 27, Julian Martinez. Has thrown 4 innings so far for the Bulldogs and looks to keep this momentum going, keep the Eagles at bay. They lead by 8, so he's got a solid cushion. Spohn will go out to talk to his relief pitcher before action gets started as Mason Goodhart digs in as the leadoff batter for Exeter. Eagles with 5 games left after, Wilson with 4 games left after this one. They'll have Twin Valley, Liberty, Governor Mifflin, Reading, and Muhlenberg. We'll have Mifflin and Reading for you here on the Student Sportscast. So Goodhart digs in against Martinez. Martinez kicks, deals, and his first pitch is just a little bit low, called for a ball. Second pitch, fastball, that one similar spot, but this time called a strike. 1-1. Taking a look at some scores from around Berks County. Cheatham beaten by Brandywine. Bullets win it 3-1. Next pitch is in the dirt, 2-1. Gable Exeter with 89 pitches, so no surprise that Martinez would be in. Finished his day with 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Berks Catholic currently leading out Tolpahakan 10-4. Daniel Boone took care of Conrad Weiser 6-1. Fastball on the outside high, 3-1. Kutztown and Hamburg all tied up at 0. And of course this one. Wilson leads 14-6. Right back to Martinez all on the mound, and he retires Goodhart. 1-3 is the play, and Jacobs will follow Goodhart. That Berks Catholic score just went final, so 10-4 is the final score. Saints have played very well in league play. Unfortunately, we had a couple of BC games on our schedule, but ultimately both of them got rained out, or rained out for us. They both happened. It's funny because the one game, the forecast was pretty terrible. But they end up having the game, and it's just an absolute beautiful day. So unfortunate we had to cancel with the forecasted weather. 1-0 is the count to Jacobs after seeing the ball on the first pitch. Next pitch is a strike down the middle of the plate, counts even at 1. Jacobs today 0 for 2. To right, to third base, and ultimately it gets by Patrick Langle. Langle trying to pick it on a rough little hop, and ultimately it leaks into left field for Jacobs, who gets on via single. Rupert now at the plate. Rupert looking for his first hit of the season, 1-0. Could complement his first pitching appearance well. Has appeared at the plate 15 times this season, primarily as a pinch hitter. And the pickoff attempt by Spohn backdoor to Culp is unsuccessful as the count evens at 1. Rupert took that last pitch for a strike down the middle. Martinez, pitch had a little break. It's in there for strike 2. Rupert looked at it, 1-2. Jacobs saw a little lead, held on by Culp. The pitch, Rupert fouls it off. Looks to be out of play on the top of the Wilson dugout. Hey, Ferdua. This is the third player to hit in this position today. Porter did in the first inning. Then it was Ramos, now it's Rupert. Next pitch is high, a fastball, 2-2. Almost all the players out here wearing long sleeves, unsurprisingly. Rupert drives it down the line, and mere inches away from his first hit of the season would have been probably good for a double. But instead, we'll see a sixth pitch of the at-bat. Martinez takes a look over and ultimately decides to throw it over. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful. Martinez. And there's Rupert, pops it into center field. Fly ball tracked, and the play is made. So second out of the inning. It was Tim Langle who ultimately tried to throw it back to Culp at first base as Jacobs got a little bit far off the bag, but didn't mean much because Culp had to go pretty far off first base to even get to that throw. In the dirt for the first pitch. Hafer takes a ball, so it's 1-0. If the scores solidify here and in Shillington, we'll see a world where Wilson's 8-0, with the next best team in the division being Exeter at 6-3. Hafer ropes it in right field, and it's foul. Got a nice piece of it, 1-1 the count. But Muhlenberg, I mean, that's got to be tough for them, because now they'll drop to 5-3, stay behind Exeter in the league. They'll fall to 6-6 overall, and to make the playoff, it would be much more beneficial for them to try and get the second place bid out of the 1-2 arrangement. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah.
Mifflin's had a surprising season this year.
Yeah, Mifflin, 4th place. They would improve to 4-4 in the league, 7-8 overall, so still below 500 after winning the title last year, winning the district last year, and they won the state 2 years ago. Hafer fouls off that pitch, 2-2. Two outs. Martinez in his first inning of work looking to put it away and send it back to the lineup to put some more runs on the board. Hafer trying to chip into this deficit. The pitch down the left field line. Langle struggles with it again and ultimately will not attempt the throw. So Langle a little bit of trouble on the corner here, allows the Eagles to work back in this one, and Frenick at the plate. Eagles down by 8. Top of the 6th, 2 outs. Frenick 2 for 3 today, had an RBI triple in the first. First run of the game. Has come across twice to score. It's a righty on righty matchup. Martinez delivers low in the dirt. Spohn stops it. Weller due up. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Weller and Hafer are 2 of the returning All-Stars for the Eagles this season, the other being Cameron Martin. 1-1. Goes to 2-1. The fastball is spiked in the dirt again, stopped by Spohn, who's been excellent. Cameron Martin has had limited time on the mound for the Eagles, dealt with injury earlier in the season. Returned last week in games against Conrad Weiser and Daniel Boone. Was not available to pitch today. At least he was not scheduled to start, as Frenick fouls it off and the count evens 2-2. Eagles made the county semifinal after a 2-year hiatus. Ended up falling to Governor Mifflin 2-1. And of course, Governor Mifflin went on to beat Berks Catholic in a landslide championship game. Frenick, second base. Play is made by Kostelik. And that's going to end the inning. Ben Ruber turns the mound for Exeter. Aiden Ingledon is his first batter of the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, Bulldogs an opportunity to either walk it off here or they'll send it back to Martinez in the top of the 7th to try and get the job done. Or, hey, maybe Exeter puts up 8 in the top of the 7th. Who knows?
Anything can happen.
To third base, and it gets by both the Diving Feathers and Frantic, so Ingledon is on with a single to start the inning. Patrick Langle now up at the plate for Wilson. 1 for 3 with a run scored, struck out once. Rupert the righty sees the lefty Langle. Runners off. Weller, nice pop on it, but throws a little bit high. So a stolen base for Ingledon. That's his 18th of the season.
Langle's been quieter than usual on the plate today.
He has been. But I mean, to be fair, freshman year campaign,
Very true.
530, or what is his average? 515 average. It's tough to sustain that throughout every game and for the entire season. Not to discredit what he's done.
100%.
He still played at all county level as a freshman. 1-1, the count. I'd be interested to know when the last all-county baseball player was in Berks. 2-1 the count is. Rupert sends one in the dirt. A pitch. In the dirt again. Blocked by Weller. He's also been excellent behind the plate. 3-1. Lily, as we go through the motions of this one, I'm actually going to go figure that out. 3-1. And it's low. And Langle draws a walk. So the first two reach base for the Bulldogs, and Rupert in a little bit of a jam. It'll be Culp at the plate. So the game-winning run is on first base with Culp at the plate. Ben on Ben, and Culp is swinging at a fastball early, 0-1. The pitch, big swing and a miss, 0-2. Rupert's already out ahead in the count. Culp fouls it off, out of play on the right side. Hafer almost made an effort to get that. It wasn't too far over the fence. From my findings, Bryce Detweiler did make the all-county team as a sophomore in 2023. But he did not make it as a freshman. Him and Grimm made the all-division team as freshmen. Culp, sky-high fly ball, center field. Runners are going to have to retreat. And there's the first out of the inning. So big first out for the senior Rupert. Older brother Langle at the plate now, 1 out. Ready on lefty matchup. Rupert takes a look back now, delivers forward. First pitch is just a little bit low, called for a ball. Time is 6:35 here from Sinking Spring. We've been in action for just about 2 hours, 20 minutes. Second pitch near the dirt, 2-0. and a balk is called. A game-winning run advances to scoring position with Tim Lengel, 2-0 count. His brother is the winning run. Big swing and a miss on the fastball, 2-1. That'd be a cool moment if he brought him in for the walk-off.
That would. Incredible.
Rupert pitches low, 3-1. Again, Wilson, unbeaten in league play, 10 straight wins, 11-3 overall. Rupert, it's a pass ball, and ultimately it is Langle going as fast as you've ever seen on a walk. More like a sprint, not a walk. Because it was a pass ball, he was able to get to second. So the winning run, just 90 feet away from scoring. Patrick Langle on third, Tim on second. The man with an opportunity to end it via mercy is Matt Malice, who had the walk-off on Saturday. It's in right field. It's deep for Chase Hoyt. It's over his head. And another walk-off for Matt Malice as he delivers on an RBI single. And this time, it's via the mercy rule. 16-6 is our final score here from Sinking Spring. We'll have some post-game interviews coming your way after this break. Welcome back to Sinking Spring, Wilson West Middle School. That is the final score today. Wilson Mercy rolls Exeter 16-6, taking a huge win to hopefully take care of the division and that one seed in Berks County play. Even with a little bit left to play, the odds are looking good for the Bulldogs going forward. With their 11th straight win, they sweep the season series over the Bulldogs. Again, our players of the game, Gabe Spone and Jack Gable, the battery. Gable, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts, including his 100th career strikeout. Gabe Spone at the plate, 2 for 4 with an RBI double, 4 RBI in total. For the Eagles, Ethan Ramos had a solid outing, 3 1/3 pitched, 1 run, 3 hits. Kept the Bulldogs at bay for a couple innings there. At the plate, Jake Hafer went 2 for 4, and Matt Warm went 2 for 3. Take a look at some upcoming action again tomorrow on video on this same YouTube page, Truant Valley at Wild Girls Lacrosse. Then we'll have Wilson again at Governor Mifflin next Monday, and the Berks Baseball Showcase Day 1 on Wednesday. Thank you to Drew Kaufman, Bill Underwood, and all of Wilson for accommodating us here in Sinking Spring today. Thank you to Lilli Mensinger for joining me today on the broadcast. For Lilli, I'm Adam Cooke, and we'll see you tomorrow at Why Missing for our lacrosse game.